Hi, welcome to Respiratory 1540 Online Module 3. These are the instructions for the module, which tells you that you need to read Egan's Chapter 1 homework in the um, module that you bought from the bookstore. And then there are questions for you to answer, and this is probably going to be the most challenging part of this class, to answer these questions in a manner to get full points. But I'll try to guide you through this. And then you submit it to KaiTester. I will hand grade them. KaiTester will try to auto grade it, but it can't do it because I have to hand grade it, and I'll give you a score of a 0. So I'll say 0 until I correct it, which hopefully will be in the early part of the week. And if you have problems submitting the information on KaiTester, you can email me your homework before the due date and use the email in this inbox. That would help me a lot. Okay, so we'll go back to the module. And let's see, here is a YouTube of what you're seeing. It may or may not be there depending on how I work things. But these are the questions. Okay, so there are chapter objective questions, and this is question number 1. It says define respiratory care. It says your answer should be around 40 to 60 words depending on your writing style. That's like 3 to 4 sentences. Make sure you restate the question. So you would say respiratory care or respiratory therapy is, and then you would restate your answer. Or you can put in your answer. Please restate the question in every question or answer, because I feel that is a good habit to get into when you're in the hospital, because the most errors I've seen is from miscommunication because people aren't on the same page of what they're talking about. So if you restate the question, then that will help you to get full points for your question or answer. There's 5 points each for these chapter objective questions. So what you would want to do is read your textbook and get all the content. Please don't copy out of the book. That's considered cheating at Weber. Put it in your own words. I'm not necessarily grading on grammar rather than content. And what you can do is you can actually go out to the internet to define respiratory care too, and if your answer deserves it, I will give bonus points if your answer deserves it. Okay, so you answer each question like that. So number 2 would be explain how respiratory care profession got started. You would start by saying the respiratory care profession got started by, and then restate your answer. In this question 3, it asks you about COARC, NBRC, and AARC, so make sure you answer all those questions. And then we have key terms. These are 3 points each, so you need to restate the question and the answer on these two. So you would say aerosol medications in respiratory therapy is, and that's one example you can do. What in all questions, what I'm trying to do is see if you understand the content you're reading. So some ways you can do that is by saying an answer and then giving an example of what your answer means. So anyway, we'll just go from there. One student, what they did is said, according to the text, respiratory care is, and then she stated out of the book, said this is what Egan says, and then followed it by their own words of what they thought that meant. So that is one way of answering the questions. So start these questions early, and if on the first chapter homework you want to know if you're on the right track, start early. Email me your submission, and I will look over it. You can always email me with questions about these chapter questions or anything else in the book. Just make sure you email me these questions during the week. On the weekends, I don't check the email as much, but I'll do my best to try to answer all your questions you have. So good luck with that and do well.